All right, how you been, Mick?
It's not looking good, Kay. It's not looking fucking good.
God damn it, I know I got caught on the fucking bail the other day. Luckily,
And
I got approved for bail.
They're charging you all together, Kay.
But I thought we'd be able to do this separately.
Let me look at the docket again.
Shit. I know we're on the same one, but I figure we can ask for a different trial since my charges are different.
The People v. Zoe Levy et al. Okay, let's read it out. Statement of charges. On February 16th, 2023, officers received an anonymous tip-off an island off the East Coast being used to grow large quantities of marijuana. Wasn't it you who gave them the tip-off?
Yeah, so right off the bat, that's wrong. We have evidence of me tweeting that out.
Perfect. We're gonna absolutely blast them there. Officers got into Air 1 and went to investigate, finding an island with large quantities of marijuana being grown and multiple armed suspects. While watching the suspect, officers noted that the armed suspects were aiming firearms at other individuals that were picking and tending to marijuana plants. Officers also watched as the armed suspects appeared to force the individuals picking the plants to pack the plants into boxes and then load them up into the boats and fixed-wing aircraft. By the way, very resourceful of you guys. I am, pleased to know that the Changaloa cartel, is using such methods. Before officers could see where the boats or planes were transporting the marijuana, the armed suspects of the island began open firing on Air 1. Officers then deployed and a large firefight commenced in which 6 armed suspects were apprehended. Mateo Perez, Randy Bullitt, Vinny Pistone, Tommy Tinker, Bobby Brown, and Zoe Levy. Officers also found 8 victims on the island. 8 victims on the island that were flown to the island inside a cargo bob and forced at gunpoint to perform long, strenuous acts of manual labor, intending to and harvesting the 300 marijuana plants on the island. 300?
Yeah, 300.
While interviewing victims, officers also discovered a large quantity of twats from the armed suspects and others. Statement provided by victims and the twats painted a story of how the armed suspects coerced the victims to come to Maldini's Pizzeria under the guise of a Maldini's tour. One suspect that was not apprehended on scene was Eugene Zuckerberg, who openly admitted to an off-duty officer that he was on the island during the shootout. In addition, Eugene had multiple twats of himself unmasked on the island with the marijuana plants in the background as the victims were harvesting them. Eugene Zuckerberg's boat was also found on the island. On the island, officers found 300 marijuana plants capable of producing 30 kilograms of marijuana.
Not that much, right? I mean, that's
this
a weekend?
is the largest single marijuana grow officers have found to date. Due to the above information, officers secured search warrants with the 6 suspects apprehended on scene, and Eugene Zuckerberg willingly gave consent to officers. After the above incidents, one of the victims was attacked by Mr. Kevin in order to silence them from providing testimony.
Now, I have information on this guy, which makes no sense. So this is the guy that went to Parsons, right?
Right.
When I was called for my bail, I was talking to this guy, and just the timeline, something's fishy here. It didn't make sense. So apparently I did, I kidnapped the guy, tortured him, and let him go. Then some time passed, maybe a few days, not too sure, he wouldn't tell me. Then something else happened to this guy where that made him go crazy. Then he was sent to Parsons. He was then cleared, and then he was brought in for questioning, and that's when he snitched on him. So I'm just confused as to why there was a period of time between the quote-unquote witness tampering and them questioning him, and if he went crazy in between that period of time, if we could use that as to prove that his recollection of said events is not accurate because he was crazy in some point during that time frame.
Listen, Kane, I'm going to make this guy squirm on the stand. No one's going to believe a word out of him. I think your case is relatively easy. I think we'll be able to clear you. The problem is, what did we do for your boys? I mean, they're looking at even your charges.
They were caught pretty red-handed. They were caught on the island, shot down. So I think we just got to get them the best deal possible type thing.
Is that what Murphy's working on for them? Because I'm going to be honest. I think we go for a plea deal with them.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he's doing.
Right, I'll sync up with Murphy. Oh, I was able to get in contact with him via emails. We've talked a little bit about the case. Your
he
case,
was very happy to have you on. He said, you know, you got a great salesman, and I think he thinks you're gonna do great. He really does.
Oh my God. Listen, we're going to get you off scot-free. You didn't kidnap anyone. You were never on the island. If anything, we paint the story of a frustrated businessman upset with his partners illegally doing all this, and you trying to shine a light on that to the police.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We can get this witness tampering thrown out because this guy's a fucking a loony bin. Then we can get rid of all those other charges because why would I do that stuff and give up locations and help the cops for it? And I was never actually found on the island. All they found was my vehicle, which I told them was stolen.
Exactly. A stolen vehicle. Many of your associates run amok. And you, frustrated, actually trying to help the police in this instance. And will show that they were wrong in what they first wrote. It was not an anonymous tip-off. In fact, it was you yourself who informed them of this grow-up.
Bing, bang, boom. Get fucked.
Plus, I mean, the streets already will know the, circumstances.
Now, I believe the case is still sealed, so there's only so much information that you guys are even able to see, or have you seen it?
All I could see. They're not giving up any of the witnesses because of, we'd kill them, so.
Well, talk to Murphy, because Murphy apparently knows who they are. Which I'm not going to try to do anything, because I think it'll just fuck me more. Because I think we're in a pretty good spot right now.
I don't think you do anything for the witnesses.
Maybe the boys.
Now, say I was a dishonest lawyer. Say I was really fucked up and corrupt. Is there not a world where we go even harder on the, witness intimidation stuff and get the witnesses involved in this case to basically say that they enjoyed harvesting marijuana on the island?
Yeah, that actually was soothing and relaxing for them.
They weren't forced there.
Some might say.
Yes, exactly. Now, we could do it. We could maybe angle this in such a way that they, testify to the good nature and good business conduct of people like Randy, Vinny, etc. Maybe we get the case dropped. Not dropped, sorry, but get it, the charges lessened. Exactly, a much better deal.
Because what's happening with the boys is, this is also something we can actually play on. Because I was talking to a former trooper. Well, he was a trooper at the time. What's his name? Mac. You know Mac, right?
Yep, I know Trooper Mac.
And he read out the law for, I don't know, let me take a look right here. All right, so Bobby Brown has, all right, human trafficking times 11, right? Which is kind of what everyone's looking at, or times 8. I don't know why he has 11, everyone else has 8.
Eugene Zuckerberg.
The human trafficking time 8.
The human trafficking is the biggest one.
In that charge, it states, it doesn't state a singular person. It states multiple people. So even though there's multiple people being quote unquote trafficked, the way the law is written applies to multiple people. So I don't see why they would stack the charge multiple times. I forget exactly what the SOP says or whatever, but the way he read it to me, and he was on the same page, it seems like one count of it would apply to multiple people.
Yes, as in this was an incidence of human trafficking that involved multiple people. Multiple counts of human trafficking would involve moving them to different locations or separate incidences of the human trafficking, not separate.
You know what I'm saying, Mick? You put it into a better understanding words. You're gonna kill us.
I know a cop I can talk to about this.
That's my exact point there. It was one incident of human trafficking. There may have been multiple people, but this was one incident.
I'll look into that angle. Other than that, I might just have to cook up a a juicy plea deal for them. But for you, we get you off scot-free. No problem.
I think they're trying to push to have this case late this week or next week.
I'll be around.
All right. Anything else you need from me?
Nope. That's all.
Mick, you do this for me? I got a big fat fucking paycheck waiting for you. And a pat on the back.
I don't need the money, Kay. I just might need a favor. A favor from you is worth more than any paycheck.
Oh, and you know I like favors.